Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to share with you guys this Valentine's Day tutorial because Valentine's Day is just around the corner. The idea is to keep things very soft and kind of just enhance your natural features, which I think this look does very perfectly. I really love this type of a look. So all the products that I'm using today are from the drugstore, but keep in mind you can definitely use what you have in your collection already. You don't need to use these exact products. This look is quite neutral, so I think that if you have even a small collection of makeup, you most likely have a lot of similar things to what I'll be using on my face today. When it comes to Valentine's Day, if you have special plans on Valentine's Day, I think the most important thing is that you feel comfortable and confident in what you are wearing. So definitely feel free to tailor things to what works for you and use the products that you really love and that you know work best for you. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So my skin's all washed and moisturized, and I'm actually not going to be going in with a primer today. If you are a primer wearer, if you like to wear a primer underneath your foundation, definitely do that. But I'm going to go straight in with actually my eyeshadow primer. And this is just the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer, which works really well for preventing creasing in your eyeshadow and making your eyeshadow last longer. I like to start with an eyeshadow primer because sometimes I find if I don't put it on early in the process, I sometimes forget to put it on at all, and I definitely need a primer for my eyelids because of my hooded eyes, and I just have a lot of problems with eyeshadow transferring or eyeliner transferring or creasing on me, and I find that this really helps. Next, I'm going to be combining two foundations to get my perfect shade. One is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, and the other one is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dot these on my face, and I like to kind of start in the outer portion of my cheek area. This is just kind of where I have the most need for a foundation. I have some pigmentation here. I don't have large pores in those areas, so I can get away with kind of starting there and then blending things into the rest of my face. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush and just kind of blend that foundation into my skin. This is a really great foundation brush. I've really been on kind of a foundation brush kick lately. It's been a while since I've used them regularly. I've been kind of really into using my beauty blender. I kind of just forgot how much I do like a foundation brush and the finish that it gives my foundation. It's definitely different. It gives you kind of just an airbrushed finish. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is in the neutralizer color. I'm just going to kind of dab that right beneath my eyes. And then right on the sides of my nose, upper lip, underneath my nose where I have a lot of redness around here. And also on the sides of my mouth, I have some kind of scarring and little issues here. I'm also going to put a little bit of that same concealer just up on my eyelids, kind of just to give a really nice neutral base for my eyeshadows. This is an extra step that's definitely not necessary, but it really helps to make your eyeshadows just look very nice and flawless and vibrant. I'm going to go in with my RCMA No Color Powder. And this I like to apply very sparingly to my face. So I basically only put this in a few select places on my face. If you like to set your entire foundation, definitely do that. Do what works for you and your skin type. But I have dry skin and my skin is a little bit older, so I find that putting powder everywhere just absolutely ages me. So I just like to put this right here kind of in the middle of my forehead where I get a little bit of kind of oiliness and shininess. Then I like to take it kind of right here, sort of on and below my cheeks. This is just to kind of help for when I apply my bronzer and my cheek products so that they blend a little bit easier and they don't go patchy, because sometimes I find that happens. Again, I'm just taking the smallest amount of powder. Also going to apply that around my nose. I want to try to avoid this area here. Even though I know I don't want my foundation to settle into my fine lines, I also find that setting it with too much powder is going to actually kind of accentuate those lines, so I actually like to not powder right there. I know a lot of people say that you should powder. This is just what works for me. So from here, I think I'm going to move on to the eyes, and today we're going to be using this little palette from e.l.f. This is their Mad for Matte 2 palette in the Summer Breeze color. I really love this palette. It's filled with very, very neutral colors, beautiful, a nice range of colors, like tonal range of colors. So you have some nice light colors, a lot of beautiful transition shades, and then some colors that will help you darken things up. You definitely can use what you have. Anything that has kind of a slightly warm tone transition shade will be perfect for starting. I'm going to take this shade right here, this kind of fourth from the lightest shade. Okay, so I realized it was not recording while I just filmed a little bit more of this. So what I did is I just took this darker brown color in this palette, and with a smaller, this is the MAC 217 brush, I just really concentrated that right kind of in the corner of my eye right here and slightly blended it in and along the lower lash line. I want to keep things very diffused in this outer area. I don't want any sort of like harsh line right here. I want this all to be very kind of soft and diffused. Then I went in with a very small blending brush or a pencil brush, and I took this initial transition color and applied that on my lower lash line, and then went in just with a little more fine detail with this darker brown color also along the lower lash line. So I hope that catches us up to speed. So now I'm going to be applying my lid shade, and for that I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the color Always Pearly Pink. This is just one of their kind of pot eyeshadows. These are kind of like a cream to powder finish. It's just a very light pearly pink. It's very pretty. The shimmer in this is very microfine, so if you find that sometimes shimmer eyeshadows look a little bit chunky or aging on your eyelid, this is probably one that you would really enjoy. I'm mostly concentrating that on the inner third of my lid, and then just kind of tapping that a little bit more towards the center and the outer center of my lid. Okay, and if you don't want it to be too bright, you can see it's a little bit bright on my lid, which I'm actually going to diffuse that just a little bit by taking a combination of my transition shade and also this brown shade here. And I'm just going to kind of pull those in on the outer part of where that lid shade is, just to blend those together, give a nice kind of gradient. Next, I'm going to be taking this Essence Kajal pencil in the color Teddy. This is just a dark, warm brown, and I'm going to put that right in my tight line, just on the upper lash line. If you are comfortable doing this. Sorry, it's a little weird to see this on camera, but I basically just close my eyes and go back and forth. And then I'm going to take that also on the upper lash line, and I like to kind of pull my liner kind of out in the direction of my lower, same angle that my lower lash line is taking. It's going to help kind of lift your eyes, make them look a little bit more kind of almond shaped. And then I just kind of pull that inwards and get closer and closer to my lash line as I go down. I really love using a pencil for this. I think it just looks so just smoky and smudgy and natural. Not that this looks natural, but it looks just a lot softer. I'm going to take just a touch of that on just this outer third of my lower lash line, just to kind of connect the upper to the lower a little bit. Now I'm going to just curl my lashes, and then I'm going to apply a couple of coats of my Rimmel Lash Accelerator mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, so there it is with mascara. Now I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. Today I'm just going to use my e.l.f. taupe pencil. This is just a very easy eyebrow product. I want my brows to be very soft and almost feathery looking, which my brows don't like to be feathery, but we're going to try to force them to be feathery today. And we do that with clear mascara, or with a good brow setter. Okay, so let's finish off with the face. I'm going to go in with my bronzer first. This is the e.l.f. Warm Bronzer. I talked about this recently in a favorites video. This is an old bronzer that I have been, well, not this one specifically, but this e.l.f. bronzer I have repurchased and used for years, and I just kind of recently rediscovered my love for this. I love putting this on with just a flat top. This is just a brush also from e.l.f., a flat top brush. And I just kind of concentrate that just right on the outer, kind of the hollow of my cheekbone, slightly above. This is kind of my bronzer slash contour, which is typically how I do things, because one last step. So this is definitely very shimmery. It's going to give you a really nice kind of soft glow. But if you are going out on Valentine's Day in the daytime, I probably would not wear this. This is not really my favorite daytime type of bronzer. I mean, I do wear it in the daytime sometimes, but it does have quite a bit of shimmer and kind of sheen to it. So if you're outside a lot, you'll definitely probably notice the sheen. It doesn't have glitter in it, but it does have a lot of kind of shimmer, I guess is what you'd call it. Next, I'm going to go in with this blush from Milani. This is just one of their kind of rose blushes. This is in the color Tea Rose. Really, any soft pink blush would work for this. And I'm just going to kind of start applying that just right on the apples of my cheeks. All right, we are almost done. Onto the lips. I'm going to take the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner. This one is in the color 0404, all natural. And I'm going to just line my lips very slightly overlining them because I have a need for overlining my lips. This is a really good pencil if you do that kind of subtle overline. It works really good for that. And I always like to take my finger and just kind of blend that sort of in and soften it because I don't want it to look like there's a line going around my lips. Okay, so I'm going to take the Rimmel. This is one of the Kate Moss lipsticks. This is in the color 45, and it's just kind of a very neutral, kind of slightly satiny pink color. So that is the lipstick. If you like more of a kind of satiny matte look, you can definitely leave it here. But if you want to add a little bit of gloss, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Infallible Lip Gloss in the color Petal. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this right to the center of my lips. Okay, so at this point I probably am going to just kind of assess and decide if I need anything else, and I actually did realize I forgot a couple of things. I forgot to apply highlighter. I'm going to take my Essence Pure Nude Highlight, and I'm going to apply this just kind of right here at the outer part of my cheek. I can only apply highlighter kind of right here on the upper part of my cheek. If I go too far up, I have some fine lines right here. Highlighter is going to accentuate those fine lines. I also have some texture here. My smile lines are down here. Fun stuff getting old, you guys. So I definitely don't want to take my highlighter down too far. And then I probably should have done this before I put my lipstick on, but I do like to put just a little bit here on my Cupid's bow, and this I like to apply with my finger. So it's a lot more precise. So one more thing to add just an extra pop of shine and a pop of kind of subtle glamour is just a really pretty inner corner highlight. I'm going to be taking this from ColourPop. This is just the individual Super Shock Cheek in the color Flexitarian. This is intensely like glossy, shimmery, but it makes the most beautiful inner corner highlight. Honestly, I think I probably will only ever use this for an inner corner highlight, but I am not mad about that because I think this is unlike anything else that I own. I love just putting that on with my pinky finger. All right, you guys, so that is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun creating this look because this really is the type of look that if I want to look nice, some version of this is what I end up doing because this is really kind of a go-to natural but soft and beautiful makeup look. I think this will look good on absolutely anyone, and it's actually quite easy to create. The key with this look is just to keep the eye very soft and kind of blended and just a little bit smoky just right at the outer corners of your eye, then a soft pink cheek and a soft pink lip. I think that's really the key to this look. Definitely you can tailor it to kind of what suits your taste and your personality. I think if you're going out for Valentine's Day, the most important thing is that you feel comfortable in what you're wearing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I hope that you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.